This is the U.S. Bank Cougar Coaches Show on the Washington State Sports Network from Learfield. U.S. Bank. Life keeps moving. We're here for every step. U.S. Bank. Member FDIC. Tonight's show is also brought to you by Zappos, the home for the Cougar Coaches Show, where the Palouse comes to play and eat. Live from Zappos alongside Cougar head coach Nick Rolovich, here's the voice of the Cougars, Matt Chazanow.
Here we are. It is great to be with you. It is that time of the week. It is time to talk ball here with Coach as we have Utah coming up this week. It's the first Pac road game. Never an easy place to play. Rice-Eccles Stadium is always one of the more hostile venues in the Pac-12, and we've got a USC game that we want to recap here, Coach. First half, Jayden de Laura, first half, Jayden de Laura looked really, really good to start, and then he didn't come out of the tunnel in the second half, and we were wondering what happened, and then he played a little bit and wasn't quite right. How's Jayden de Laura look? What were your takeaways after this USC game?
I agree with you. I think he was playing some of his best football. Just was in command, in control, making plays, doing things off script that is kind of his forte. But I really was impressed with the amount of confidence he had, and it has developed this year with all the stuff at the line of scrimmage. He really had some nice style to him. It's just feel for him, but at least it's not too bad, and he'll be back with us at some point.
That's good. That's great to hear. Yeah, it was very authoritative at the line. It was very confident.
There you go.
But it was working. I mean, that's the other thing. He was going up there. He's making changes, and his changes resulted in a 12-play, 89-yard drive to open the game.
And some of that, he was doing that to play the game with them. So he was in complete control in a way that he hadn't been yet, and I think it was a good step for him, and I think it really bred confidence in the rest of the offense.
When he went down in the locker room, did Stutz know? And how does that communication work? He kind of came out of the locker room late, and then Victor was out there, and then they kind of bounced. You went to go with Jayden de Laura for a little bit, and then he came out, and then Gabalis came back in. It must just be tough as a coach. You're probably talking to the trainer and talking to him like, hey, can he go? Is he good to go? It's not that easy to do mid-swing of the game. You don't know who's going to be out there.
Well, it was a little stressful, but the doctors got to do their jobs. He was able to go in a little bit towards the end. I think he wanted to give it a shot, but just wasn't feeling right. So we went with Victor and Cam to finish that game.
Played 4 quarterbacks now this year through 3 games.
I think we might have played 4 through 2 games. Huh?
I think that's right.
I think we did.
Yeah, it's amazing. And I know that's not the plan, although you did say before the year started that a lot of QBs would play. It's kind of just part of
I think you just got to be ready for at least 3 to play. Now, it hasn't been all that you like to have you want to have guys in case things happen, which we've had a couple of those, and then but you also, if you're going to do that and you're going to play 4, like to have a little package or something like that going on. But it's been a strange year, but they've all worked very hard to get to this point. I know we haven't had a ton of complete success, but they all have gotten better, and it's good to get them some game reps for the future.
Well, and they've all played for a reason. I mean, I can personally attest to the quality of their play in practice, depending on the practice and the week and what you're trying to do. I mean, there are times where Garantano's been the best QB. There are times where de Laura. Gabalis has played really well in practice. Cooper's had his moments. So it's 4 guys who all have shown more than just flashes, who have shown elongated stretches in practice where they can really do it.
Yeah, I agree with that. It's would be great to have one guy and playing really well, but we've had a couple circumstances pop up, and I just appreciate their effort. And Xavier Ward is coming too, so I told him to be ready. We told him to be ready, and though we wanted better results for the game, I don't think they were thrown in there without mentally being prepared to do it.
What has Xavier Ward shown you in practice?
Was very. I took it as he was a little bit frustrated in the spring, learning it. New offense in college as a 17-year-old. he was nominated for the leadership committee. His improvement from spring has been incredible. He does a great job when he goes down and throws scout 7-on-7. I think he's hungry because he feels himself getting more and more of the offense and wants more chances to prove himself. Gets a little hard during the season, but I'm very happy he's here.
How about wide receiver wise? You had what did they show you receiving the ball against the Trojans this past game?
Well, we didn't take enough. We didn't even make enough plays down the field. I don't think our yards per catch or yards per attempt are good enough for the type of offense we play. We need to get some more balls down the field throughout games, and we're getting some catches to the slots. I think we've got to find a way to get all four involved in production. I know Strib had a couple catches. Donovan had the big touchdown catch early, but we got four out there, so we want to make sure all four of them are a threat.
Yeah, it's been a lot. It's been Travell and Calvin Jackson Jr. primarily, right? I mean, they're two phenomenal ball players, but you want to get the ball out to those edges more, is what you're saying.
No, you just if the defense makes us go to the slot, that's what happens. But I think it's a little bit too much weighted towards the slots right now.
Interesting. Max Borghi, Deion McIntosh, they've got really good per carry averages. Each have, Borghi has two, and then Deion has the one touchdown rushing, 3 rushing TDs between the two of them. How have they been running the ball this week in practice, getting ready for the first road pack game this year, first road game of the year?
Good. We talked a lot about upping our physicality when we run, because Utah is traditionally a very physical football team. We have to get the tough yards at the end of runs. We want 2-yard runs to turn into 4-yard runs, and 4-yard runs to turn into 7-yard runs. So that's kind of been an emphasis. You get frustrated a little bit as a coach because you want to get everybody who's deserving that can help you win a game touch the ball. They're two very talented players, and we've seen Nakia a little bit. He's done some good things, but they're definitely a joy to have in the backfield, and Deion's got some roles on special teams too that helps too.
How's the offensive line been? And
better. I think I don't think they played up to their standard in the first game, and I think they've gotten better and have taken a little bit more on their backs in the last couple games.
It was a really good push there against Portland State, and that initial start to that ball game there against USC, you really were 2 plays from 21-0. I think you alluded to that in one of your press conferences earlier this week. It was really a matter of that goal line situation, and then that 4th and 9, and you were almost 21-0 into the locker room.
Right. But we weren't, and we had to come out and play a better second half and coach a better second half, and that's a talented USC team. I don't know where people rank them on USC's all-time teams, but Jackson Dart came in and played fantastic. 15 is he's everything that all the accolades and reputation it's all real. He's a good competitive player with a lot of natural ability and physical gifts. And they got him involved, and he was kind of a good spark for him. I thought our run defense was a lot better. Interior played a lot better. Interior D-line played a lot better. That QB, man, he played well.
Yeah, he was a big recruit, actually, out of Utah, and Slovis went down, and then Jackson Dart came in. A lot of if you were to read reports of their practices, they had said preseason Jackson Dart might have been out playing Keaton Slovis. Slovis first team all-pack preseason. They didn't want to sit him down, but yeah, Jackson Dart looked really good. And Drake London's that wide receiver you were referencing. Yeah. He's a big, looks like a Sunday guy. He's a big target.
He's real. He's real.
All right, we'll take a break. A little bit of a recap of USC there. We've got a write-in question. We may have some more. Need something to smile about? Try taking home your share of millions in jackpots at Northern Quest. That'll do it every time. Northern Quest now playing, now paying. That would be fun. We'll take a break. We're talking ball here with Coach Rolovich live at Zeppos.
We at Boeing are excited to celebrate with the fans and community at the annual Boeing Apple Cup Series. Get ready to experience the sights and sounds of a classic rivalry in person again. So whether you're cheering for the Huskies or the Cougars, Boeing sees the whole state of Washington as one united team because we go further together. Boeing, proud to sponsor the Boeing Apple Cup Series and support our employees across Washington.
I don't know about you, but after the past year and a half, I'm ready to get out and let loose in the real world with real people. That's where Northern Quest comes in. You can hit it big in the casino, grab a bite on the new patio at Epic, shop at Windfall, or just relieve some stress at La Rive Spa. Either way, it's time to make up for lost fun. Only at Northern Quest, summer 2021.
You're listening to the U.S. Bank Cougar Coaches Show on the Washington State Sports Network from Learfield.
It's a new season. Get ready for more men's and women's college sports excellence. Trophies will be awarded in June to schools who take the top spot in the 2021-22 Learfield Directors Cup. The premier award recognizes one winning institution in all competitive divisions. Follow your favorite team's progress as seasonal standings are announced at L Directors Cup on Twitter and online at directorscup.org. The crowning achievement in college athletics.
This Cougar football tailgating moment is brought to you by Canoe Ridge Vineyards, proud partner of Washington State University Athletics. For this week's football matchup against Utah, smart Cougar tailgaters know to pair award-winning Canoe Ridge wines with a crowd-pleasing pregame meal. Your mealtime roster will score big points with Canoe Ridge wines backing it up. Canoe Ridge Vineyards, representing the best of award-winning Washington wines with more than 73 critical scores of 90-plus points. Come visit us in our Walla Walla tasting room or at canoeridgevineyard.com. Go Cougs!
Interact with the show. Tweet your questions for Coach to Matt Chazanow using the handle at @M_Chaz. That's M_CHAZ. Live from Zeppos with Coach Rolovich. Here's Matt Chazanow.
Back at it live, talking ball here with Coach Rolovich. Great to be with you as we get set for Utah week. Coach, Rice Eccles is a notoriously hostile place to play there in Salt Lake City. Give me your experience. Have you been to Rice Eccles? I'm racking my brain here. Have you
been there? It was fairly empty last year, but
of course. But with I'm thinking about with fans and not, in more regular times.
It sounded like they had a great crowd versus Weber. First time for us on the road this year. In a hostile environment, in a loud environment. So there's some things that come along in preparation for those types of situations. But it's really about what's done between the lines, and don't get distracted and don't get emotionally hijacked by the crowd.
Emotionally hijacked. Yeah, that's a great way to put it. You mentioned Kyle Whittingham, or I think off air, we're talking Kyle Whittingham, 17th year. They kind of have he has a brand of football, right? Run the ball, stop the run. Have you seen that in the film this year of the way Utah's trying to play? Is that consistent?
I don't think it's that simple. I think there's some creativeness on offense to take advantage of some weapons, especially the tight ends and Britton Covey. There's multiple personnels, and they'll use their tight ends in different ways. I think he has wide receiver skills as in somewhat of a tight end body. So he gives them some real flexibility in how they personnel things. Quarterback came in and played well towards the end of that San Diego State game and gave them a chance. Tough loss for them too. I think it's the first third overtime game where you saw the 2-point play thing come into play.
Yeah.
But yes, they're always physical, always, tough on defense. There is an element of running the ball, but I'm not. They also have the ability to be explosive and creative with jet motions, formations, shifts, all that stuff.
They also use 3 tight ends pretty interchangeably, right? I mean, they play these guys a lot. Fotheringham, Keefe, and Kincaid can all catch the ball. It's kind of like having big receivers tight to the line, right?
Right. So that and that ability does something to how you personnel it defensively. They can get 12 personnel sets, they get 10 personnel sets with those guys. So definitely a challenge in preparation for us, but we got to be good with communicating with the crowd noise and just getting ourselves lined up.
What did Cameron Rising show you on film? He's the quarterback who's really just started his career now. Charlie Brewer left the program. He was benched in the second half against San Diego State. He has since left it. Reading between the lines, I would suspect he's got a red shirt he can burn, and however that goes, so he wants to do something different. So Rising hasn't played a ton. You don't have a large sample size. He was a really big recruit. He's actually a transfer from Texas, which is consistent with the times. So a lot of transfers we've seen. What did Rising show you in the ballgame?
That he was ready for the moment. Thought he stood in there and made some tough throws. Looked confident. Looked like he was ready for that moment, and really looked like he knew where he was going. Had a good feel and comfort level with the offense.
Pretty mobile too, right? He was running around out there. The pocket wasn't often clean, but he was escaping a bunch. He's listed 6'2", 220, I think, but he's pretty fast, isn't he?
Fast enough to scare you when he gets out of the pocket. I know that.
Yeah, for sure. Hey, we've got Brennan Jackson here in Zeppos. We got R.J. Stone here in Zeppos.
Lucky.
It's going to be a lot of fun talking to those guys here in just a couple of minutes. We've got the Rush Ends coming in here as they're walking back to the back of the restaurant here. Just a moment, we'll get to them. We're talking ball here with Coach Rolovich. One of the other things that we talked a little bit about the Utah offense, the Utah defense. I'd mentioned run the ball, stop the run. Statistically, they have not really stopped the run as much this year, but they've got just 2 great linebackers. One in particular, Devin Lloyd from California, who's preseason first-team All-Pac. He could be an All-American level linebacker, and he's a really good player, isn't he, Coach?
Really good player. We brought him on a visit in high school, and his ability and what he's grown into, you just knew he had length, he had athleticism. At 235 pounds now, he's a guy that's definitely somebody you got to know where he's at on the other side of the ball. Nephi Sewell got a lot of history with that family, and I think Nephi, started off in the safety world and has moved down and been a real productive player. They work well off each other. Both got tons of tackles, and I think they're, with the length that Devin can pose, that it can pose a problem, getting his hand on some balls and some quick game stuff.
Coach, what was that story that you told a little while back about playing basketball with the Sewell family in the driveway?
Yeah, I think a 6th grade Panay Sewell beat me in basketball.
How big was he in 6th grade?
Yeah, I think I still had a decent, not decent, but I mean it was a fair match size wise. But it happens when you start getting old and start thinking you're better than you really are.
A little humbling in 6th grade.
Really good family. Love their values as far as family first. They were wonderful to get to know and kind of stay in touch with. So,
yeah, he was at Nevada and converted safety, and now he is a heck of a Ute. He had 26 tackles now through 3 games. We have a write-in question for you. This is a hard pivot, but I'm going off of one of the submissions here. Yeah, we're going to switch it back to the Cougs and talk a little bit more QB play. This gentleman's been a Cam Cooper fan since he was recruited out of Utah, relatively near the Salt Lake area. Do you think Cam Cooper will get a chance to play in sort of a homecoming game, I think is where that question's coming from?
Well, I think him and Jared have been the ones getting the majority of the reps this week, and Cam had a really good day a couple days ago. Strung together some plays, so I think there is a possibility you can see Cam getting some action here in Salt Lake City.
There you go. That's exciting. That'll be a lot of fun for him for sure, and also he moved the ball against USC late. I mean, aside from just personally fun because it's from home, the offense moved when Cam was in the ball game, didn't it? It
did till the end there, but he did a lot of good things up to that point. Did some stuff with his legs. I thought he acted like he belonged out there, knew what he was doing. Made some throws within the offense on time, things like that. So happy for him. He's putting a lot of work.
He can really run. I mean, he's a great athlete. He's 6'4", 208. He's probably, I don't know if he's underrated as an athlete, maybe unknown because he hasn't played a ton and fans they don't see practice, of course. And
he can hit a golf ball now.
Is he a good golfer?
I don't know how good he is, but I know he can hit that thing.
He can hit it a mile. A lot of the guys get a chance to go out in Palouse Ridge. Really, really fun. I saw him out there wheeling around a group of 4 guys earlier this summer. Yeah. Max and Cam and a few other ones. Really, really good athletes. Really fun. Hey, we'll take a break. We'll come back. We're talking ball here with Coach Rolovich. We're live here at Zeppo's getting set for the Utah game coming up this Saturday afternoon in Salt Lake City.
Right now, the gap between what you should save and what you can save has never felt bigger. The U.S. Bank mobile app can help by finding ways to help you reach your savings goals with personalized insights that fit your real life to make your financial goals feel within reach. Because even our tools are smart enough to put people first. U.S. Bank. We'll get there together. Equal housing lender, member FDIC.
That to-do list you have needs one more thing. Chill. It's an easy thing to do. Just crack open an ice-cold Coors Light and chill. Take the afternoon off and binge watch anything. Go to happy hour and stay for a couple hours. Who's counting anyways? Or hang out with just your dog, because you've had enough human interaction this week. Whatever you do it with a Coors Light. Mountain cold refreshment made to chill. 2020 Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado. Celebrate responsibly.
This is the U.S. Bank Cougar Coaches Show on the Washington State Sports Network from Learfield.
How many Boss Babies can one family hold? Find out in the outrageous adventure, The Boss Baby Family Business. Now available at Redbox. Set 40 years after Boss Baby, estranged brothers Tim and Ted Templeton reunite when a magical formula turns them into babies for 48 hours. Joining forces with Tim's secret agent daughter, they must go undercover to prevent an evil genius from turning toddlers into monstrous brats. Watch The Boss Baby Family Business and make it a Redbox night. Visit redbox.com for all the ways to watch.
The biggest schools.
Grabs in traffic, comes down with it. Touchdown! Touchdown, Alabama! Ohio State. Oregon. LSU.
The biggest moments.
Incomplete! You cannot hit the line. Michigan. Game over! Touchdown, Gators! How much?
This is the College Football Rewind.
That had to be a great game to watch. I'll tell you, unbelievable.
Download on Sunday mornings on Apple Podcasts. Search College Sports now. Welcome back to the show. Time now to look ahead at this week's game with the Coors Light Opponent Preview. Coors Light, mountain cold refreshment made to chill.
We're back here live at Zeppo's talking ball with Coach Rolovich. We'll get the defensive ends on here in just a moment. Next segment, Brennan Jackson and R.J. Stone. Yes, sir,
Chaz,
Coach. Yes, please.
They prefer the term edge.
Oh, excuse me. I apologize. The edges will be coming on. I'm getting a head shake, a real tone of derision from Bobby Allworth in the back. Just a firm. He's upset about it, Coach. He's got a real sarcastic thumbs up. All right. We'll make it right with Bobby, and we'll get it all right in the world. We're live here talking ball with Coach Rolovich, getting set for Utah. It is that segment where we talk a little bit about the opponent preview here. We did that last segment a good bit, talking about Utah. we'll put a cap on it here, put a bow on it. One of the things Utah has done really well is special teams. They consistently have a really strong kicking game. They have a strong kicker. They have a strong punter. They have a very good kicker this year. I believe Kyle Whittingham is directly involved in that. That's kind of a unique deal, isn't it, where the head coach is directly involved in the kicking game? I don't think that's all that common, is it?
I think it's a true statement with Kyle being involved. It's what I keep hearing too. Probably not, maybe not as much as Kyle is, but I'm sure there's some element of being involved. Kind of keeps you around, a good portion of the team, offense, defense. You get a chance to work with a bunch of guys. So I think that's conducive to a head coach, his role.
Yeah, Jaden Redding is the place kicker. Cameron Peasley is the punter. You alluded to Britton Covey. He's he's been around forever, Coach. He started in 2015. He got hurt and had a red shirt. Then the COVID year, he's had a Mormon mission. He came back. He actually is eligible next year as well. So we we could see him again next year. He's a
good kid too. Got a chance to talk with him after our game last year, and obviously, he put one in the end zone this year. And so you'll have two really good returners in this game with Travell and Kobe.
Yeah, two of the maybe the two best in the pack. I mean, these two guys can really do it. Britton Covey, one of the best preseason All-Pac player, and Travell Harris, one of the best as well. Hey, how good have Brennan and RJ been in practice lately? What are these two guys showing you on the defensive side of the ball?
Can they hear me right now?
Yeah, although they're kind of locked in. They're kind of locked into the meal in the back, but they can hear you. Yeah.
RJ, start with just got a personality. When I first got here, you just know that he could have that magnetic ability to rally people. Not afraid of any social setting. He's very comfortable. He's able to verbalize his thoughts really well, but I think he's holding good weight, and I think he's playing a high level of football. Really like just that I get to be around him every day. Brennan everything is done the right way. Whether he's taking care of his body, whether he's rushing the passer, whether he's playing the run. And Coach Coop's done a really good job of that group. But I think the best thing about the two guys you have there is the role they took on to really bring the young group behind them, the young freshmen along. I think they are looked at like big brothers. I think they've enjoyed that. I hope they've enjoyed that responsibility. They're looked up to by those young guys, and they're good teammates in that way. Not, I'm the older guy, I'm the player. But they're willing to help, and whether it's on-field stuff or just general, first time in college stuff. I just think they're two wonderful people and good role models for our young edges in the room.
Love it. I love it. I can't wait to talk to him here. Let's do it. We'll cut you loose, Coach. Thank you for the time.
Right.
Really appreciate it. Thank you very much. We'll take a break. We'll come back. We'll talk to the edges. That's Brennan Jackson and RJ Stone. Thanks, Coach. Thank you. All right, buddy. We'll take a break. We'll come back. Cougs taking on the Utah on Saturday. It's the Coach's Show. We'll have the players on next.
If a buried natural gas pipeline is leaking outside your home, you may see dead vegetation, hear a hissing noise, or smell it. Because Avista adds a rotten egg scent that's easily detectable. If so, get far away and call 911 and Avista. And if you ever smell a natural gas leak indoors, get everyone outside fast. Don't flip light switches, use a cell phone, or do anything to cause a spark. Go somewhere safe, like a neighbor's house, then call 911 and Avista. We just want you to be safe.
This Cougar football tailgating moment is brought to you by Canoe Ridge Vineyards, proud partner of Washington State University Athletics. For this week's football matchup against Utah, smart Cougar tailgaters know to pair award-winning Canoe Ridge wines with a crowd-pleasing pregame meal. Your mealtime roster will score big points with Canoe Ridge wines backing it up. Canoe Ridge Vineyards, representing the best of award-winning Washington wines with more than 73 critical scores of 90-plus points. Come visit us in our Walla Walla tasting room or at CanoeRidgeVineyard.com. Go Cougs!
Cougar football.
Rolling right for the ball. Going to throw the long ball down the middle. Man open. Watch the end zone. Leaping grab. Touchdown. And the Palouse is going to pop.
Cougar football from Learfield.
We at Boeing are excited to celebrate with the fans and community at the annual Boeing Apple Cup Series. Get ready to experience the sights and sounds of a classic rivalry in person again. So whether you're cheering for the Huskies or the Cougars, Boeing sees the whole state of Washington as one united team because we go further together. Boeing, proud to sponsor the Boeing Apple Cup Series and support our employees across Washington.
Spokane International Airport is a proud sponsor of Washington State University Athletics. The airport connects Cougar fans and alums to 21 nonstop destinations provided by 7 major airlines. Nonstop service is available to Atlanta, Boise, Chicago, Dallas, Denver, Everett, Las Vegas, Los Angeles, Minneapolis, Oakland, Orange County, Phoenix, Portland, Sacramento, Salt Lake City, San Diego, San Francisco, San Jose, and Seattle. And starting November 22nd, Phoenix Mesa. For real-time flight arrival and departure information, go to SpokaneAirports.net.
You're listening to the U.S. Bank Cougar Coaches Show. Cougar Coaches Show on the Washington State Sports Network from Learfield. Here's the voice of the Cougars, Matt Chazanow.
Here at Zeppo's, live here at Zeppo's Talking Ball with the Edges. Brennan Jackson and RJ Stone. Guys, thanks for throwing the headset on here midweek. It's good to talk to you. We got Utah coming up. We were just on the air with Coach Rolovich. I don't know if you guys could hear back there. He was gushing over the way you guys lead this team, the way you guys talk to some of the youth of this team. RJ, I'll start with you arbitrarily, of course, Brennan here. What's it like being in that role now on the team?
Yeah, no, it's I don't want to say a lot of pressure, but it's really exciting, to see how we've all progressed from we were once freshmen being taught and led by the older guys and now being in that position to kind of teach them what we know, share our experiences, and kind of lead them in the right direction.
What do you think, Brennan? What's it like for you being in this role now as a leader on the team?
I love it. I think it's awesome being considered a leader on the team. It's also just fun seeing how young guys coming in, seeing the experiences they're having, knowing you've experienced the same thing, but just trying to be a really good. I think good term is big brother to them, teaching the ropes, and I think they've been doing really good and progressing really well.
How much does it start in the off season in the weight room, right? That's where a lot of the time is spent. I know you guys are 2 big weight room guys, but football games are the least of the time that you guys have together. It's more, it's not baseball where you're playing 60 games. Yeah. You've got all this time in the weight room, so I would imagine it kind of starts there when guys get on practice. Is that fair?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, definitely. It's, even with the freshmen, the young guys, as soon as they step on campus, it's like, all right, come under our wing. It's time to get this shit rolling.
Yeah.
And it's just super exciting because they come from such different environments. It's like you're learning about them and they're learning about us. And it's like we're all here for the same goal about getting better, winning games, and ultimately, just trying to perfect our craft.
Yeah. What do you think?
Yeah, weight room is a huge thing. I think, when you get from high school to college, you just realize how much bigger the competition is. And, you come in
you
a lot
like literally.
Yeah, literally. Like you walk up to offensive line and you're looking at like mountains, So, coming from high school, all the moves you do, kind of just running by people, Coach always jokes about. But it doesn't work here. You have to be bigger. You have to be, a stronger guy. So, biggest thing coming in, just making sure you really take time to, develop your body in the right way.
What was that aha moment like for you when you got here and you said, well, wait a minute. That's not going to work anymore. I got to change something.
It was, I think it was one of my first reps. I went against Andre Dillard.
How'd that go?
Fantastic. Didn't go very well. Didn't go good. Did my move, did my high school. I'm going to run around him. Put me on the ground.
Put you on the ground.
Yeah, and I was like, all right, this is right. I need to get bigger and put on some weight.
What about you, RJ? What was your wake-up call?
It's definitely just probably that first rep of fall camp back in 2018. You're lining up. You're like, oh, yeah, I led my conference in high school in sacks. I'm really good. I could do all that. And then just you get out, you get your get off, and it's like, oh, whoa, this is way different. Usually he's not still right in front of me by now. And usually he's not twice my size, So it was humbling. It was humbling.
Andre, in particular, was, 300 pounds, but fast. Mm-hmm. Quick feet. No surprise he was a first-round draft pick.
Oh, yeah.
There's not a lot of guys built like that and move like that. It was fun to watch him progress and grow. You guys, you're talking about, you mentioned 2018. Brendan, you mentioned getting better. You guys have both grown. I mean, it's, you're bigger, faster, stronger. When did you make any really big leaps? Was there a particular offseason where you went way bigger, way faster?
I would probably say it was after that 2019 season was probably my biggest gain, right? Like those first 2 years, I was like, kind
of figured
I got there at like 205, and now it's like 212. Just kind of.
What are you now?
I'm 240 right now.
So you've put on 40 pounds.
Yeah, just since I got here. Yeah.
How about that, Brent? How much have you put on?
I got in about 215, 220 area, and then I was injured that first year, so I dropped a lot, and then same thing. That 2019 season, I was like, you know what? I'm going to just hit the weight room, found a new passion for it, and now I'm sitting around 254, 255.
So you put on 55 pounds.
Yeah, the lowest I was here was like 205 after surgery, and then now I'm 50
pounds.
A little bigger.
How's it feel?
It feels great. It's one of those things, too. You don't want to put on weight in a bad way because then it's kind of counterintuitive. Everyone's like, oh, you want to get bigger when you get to college, but you got to put on the right weight. Sure. You're going to be running around every game with that. You don't want to be lugging around bad weight.
Right.
So it's very much a process of doing it the right way and putting it on in a good way.
It's not just cheeseburgers all day.
No, can't be.
That's not that.
It's definitely something, right? Like, where in 2018, I tried doing a move. It's like, you're just not strong enough for that one yet,
Yeah.
And then you get to go back now, and it's like, I could try different things and new moves, and it's like I have the strength to back it and the ability to do it now.
Are there landmark lifts that you guys have to hit that are, and we'll get off the weightlifting. I'm going to go too long on this here. I'm checking my clock. But are there numbers that you have to hit? You go, if I don't hit that, I know it won't work in the game. You've got to be a certain strength at a certain thing?
No, not necessarily, no. Like, it's obviously your strength in the weight room can translate to the field, but I'd say it's kind of just like more of a feel deal. It's like my body's naturally able to do these things better now that I have the strength. Like before I'm leaning and it's not, okay, he could push me down, but I'm leaning, I could drive back up and make the play.
Yeah, I think it's definitely, being strong in the weight room helps a ton, but it's also just how your body is able to produce power. So, necessarily a guy who can bench 500 pounds isn't going to be the best defensive lineman. Now, it will help off the line, but you got to be able to really produce power and be fast with it. So
more technique, maybe.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, interesting. We're talking with the edges here, Brennan Jackson and R.J. Stone. What was it like last year? And I actually had forgotten off the top of my head because I asked Coach, what's your experience like in Rice-Eccles? Well, there were no fans last year in Rice-Eccles, so that's not really Rice. That's not, you're going to an empty stadium. What's your experience like last year and now this year? Fans are back, and what this road game will be like? You'll hear the boos rain down. It's kind of fun, though. I think you kind of want to hear the boos.
Yeah. Away games are super exciting.
Yeah.
You can feel the energy from your own crowd. At home games, you're like, oh, wow, like, this is super nice. And, when you're away, that the opposite team, your opponent, has that same kind of energy and feeling. But, like, personally, I love away games, It's just, I love feeling the energy that, okay, these people really don't want us to be here. Really don't want us to win. And it's like, now we're going to do our best to say otherwise and and to come out with the win.
Sure, yeah.
Yeah, this will actually be my first time in an away game with fans, so it'll be exciting to see how that goes. I always think it's cool, though, in high school. Obviously, I'll go back to that. It was just like, when you're at a hostile environment, you hear all the chatter from the crowd and stuff, and it's like, it kind of gives you that extra edge, like, all right, you don't think we can win this game? Let's make them go home sad.
Yeah. RJ, what was it like last year? You go into Rice-Eccles, you go to Corvallis, and it's empty. It's bizarre.
Yeah, way different. You're used to running out of your tunnel and you boo, all this, like sitting on your bench and someone behind's yelling at you and saying a bunch of different things and things like that.
Yeah.
To where it's just you're sitting there by yourself and it's like, it's kind of weird. Like, it's weird. It's different. It's not like at no level of whenever you played football has it ever been completely empty. Right. It's just the people involved in the actual game.
Were they piping the sound in last year in Salt Lake? Do you remember even?
Yeah, they were.
They were piping it in?
Yeah.
It's just not the same.
You could tell it's different.
There was a funny moment, though. There was one point they were playing the music, and then it cut out all of a sudden. I think it was like an injury, but it was just dead quiet.
It's all eerie, I bet.
You could say hi to their team. They could say hi back. You would hear it.
Bizarre. Really strange. All right, we'll take a break here. We're live talking with the Edges, Brennan Jackson and R.J. Stone live here at Zeppo's.
How many Boss Babies can one family hold? Find out in the outrageous adventure, The Boss Baby Family Business. Now available at Redbox. Set 40 years after Boss Baby, estranged brothers Tim and Ted Templeton reunite when a magical formula turns them into babies for 48 hours. Joining forces with Tim's secret agent daughter, they must go undercover to prevent an evil genius from turning toddlers into monstrous brats. Watch The Boss Baby Family Business and make it a Redbox night. Visit redbox.com for all the ways to watch.
Hey, Kook fans! Can't decide what to do with your late-night weekends? Why not Cosmic Bowling? Every Friday and Saturday night from 9 p.m. to 2 a.m. is Cosmic Bowling at Zeppo's. At a price designed with everyone in mind, we are your destination for music, disco lights, and of course, bowling. Can't join us on the weekends? Zeppo's is the place to be for all ages every day of the week. With bowling, food, and drink specials, we offer prices that won't break the budget. You can even reserve your lane in advance with online reservations at Zeppos.com. When looking for fun in Pullman, look no further than Zeppo's.
Cougar football lives here.
Up the middle, touchdown! 1 second left. Cougars on top.
On the Washington State Sports Network from Learfield.
Our goals aren't as out of reach as we once thought because things are coming back. And if there's anything we've learned, it's that there's no time like the present. At U.S. Bank, we take the time to understand you, to help you get to where you really want to be by getting to the root of any financial obstacle so you can move forward. Because side by side, there's no telling how far you'll go. U.S. Bank, we'll get there together. Equal housing lender, member FDIC.
I don't know about you, but after the past year and a half, I'm ready to get out and let loose in the real world with real people. That's where Northern Quest comes in. You can hit it big in the casino, grab a bite on the new patio at Epic, shop at Windfall, or just relieve some stress at La Rive Spa. Either way, it's time to make up for lost fun. Only at Northern Quest, summer 2021.
Back at live here talking ball with the Edges with Brennan Jackson and RJ Stone, getting set for the Utah Ute game coming up. What is this? 12:30 Salt Lake City time kick, 11:30 a.m. Pacific kick. So we'll be on the air at 9:30 local time here with the pregame show. But 12:30 there in Salt Lake City, we'll be getting at it. Now we've got a statistical anomaly that we need to clarify. Okay, relative to R.J. Stone and a tweet that came out with the NFL's Detroit Lions. Penei Sewell is a phenomenal tackle, played for the Oregon Ducks. You may recall a game in 2019, R.J., where you brought down now Chargers starting quarterback Justin Herbert. He was there as the starter against the Ducks. And the tackle you beat was Penei Sewell.
Yeah.
But it's not a sack credited against Sewell because Herbert was a little out of the tight end box. Is that the idea?
I truthfully, I don't really know how it works, you
right.
know, with those stats and everything.
Yeah.
But, I mean, yeah, he was the one blocking me, and I ended up getting the sack. So, for whatever it's worth, I got there.
Because they're claiming Sewell hasn't given up a sack in ever in the history of and he's great. And he's really he's a great player. He really is. And his brother plays on Oregon, but his other brother plays on Utah as well. Nephi Sewell, that is an athletic family. Your family's an athletic family. Your family's an athletic family. The Sewells are athletic as well. How is your dad, by the way? How's he doing?
Oh, he's great. Yeah,
good.
He came to a couple games, and it's really good seeing him.
That's fantastic for those who are unaware. What's your dad's bio? What's your dad's football bio?
Ron Stone, 13-year NFL player, played right guard. 2 Super Bowl, 3 Pro Bowls, so quite the resume for him.
Yeah, and a mountain of a man. Phenomenal.
Yeah.
Can you beat him in basketball yet?
No, it's still not.
Still not there. One of these years.
We're gonna get him.
One of these years. You hit the weight room with Mom, don't you? I saw a social media, a little tweet about that.
Oh yeah, no, she's definitely my personal trainer back home, and it's very difficult.
Is it really? Okay,
oh
so
my gosh,
she makes it harder than Dwayne Bradshaw.
Hey, Bradshaw's great, but there's a different thing when your mom's yelling at you to push the weight. It's a little bit different in your mind.
That's funny. That's really, really funny. Yeah, the other we were talking to Sewell's off the air. Freddie Malango's little brother is on the team as well. Francisco Malango. He looks great. New linebacker for the Cougs.
I'm really excited about it.
Yeah, really, really fun. He's got a brother who plays as well. It's a family thing. There's a family thing going on. 100%. How has practice been? You're bouncing back here from this USC game. RJ, I'll start with you. What's practice been like? How's the energy moving forward here?
Yeah, I think practice has been really good. I think the intent and the focus behind all these practices have really increased since previous weeks and things like that. And, the attention to detail and the little things and all of that are really being focused on and, finishing and things like that. So really good.
How do you feel about it, Brett?
Yeah, I mean, we've just been raising the physicality at practice, It's,
Really?
We have a really physical, big offensive line, so it's just really, honing on the technique. It's not going to be one of those things where, you expect to just run by the person. I mean, they're big, they're stout, so it's been a lot of just using our hands and being in good body position. So it's been a good week of practice. I think we're ready.
This is a big physical offensive line. It's no
Very
joke of
big.
an offensive line. We've seen a little bit more of Maake. Connor Gomnes has gotten in there. And, it's not like when you go ones to twos, it drops down much in size, right? Tia Lavea, Hilborn, Tafia, they're all 300-pound guys. They're all big boys. It's not like it.
Yeah.
It's not like it drops off after the first depth chart, and it's fun to see. Kate Beresford as well at just a casual 6'7", 308 for the big guys at the right guard spot. What's it? You're in the second half against USC. It's not going great, right? The Trojans are attacking. What are you talking about on the sidelines? What's going on there? How are you trying to stop momentum? How do you stop that momentum?
Right. Just on the sideline, it's kind of just keeping composure, and not making one big play turn into two big plays and things like that. You want to stop the ball before it gets rolling and things like that. And then ultimately, the best thing you could do to stop momentum like that is to make a play yourself, like as a defense or as an offense. There's nothing like a momentum shift than it is like a big play.
Sure. Yeah. Trying to keep that pedal down, right?
Yeah, I mean, biggest thing too is just not knowing what the score is. Basically, like when you're looking up there and you see points kind of getting on the board, you kind of subconsciously there's that kind of like that doubt in your mind. But if you never know what the score is, you're going to play the same the entire game. So just the big thing is just going out there, not playing with that emotion, random highs, random lows, being consistent all the way through.
You start that way too? Is that how you feel about it? You
Yeah.
get out there, you just ignore it because you just got to do your thing?
Exactly. So it's just at the end of the game when you look up there, let's just there should be more points on your side than theirs.
How much coordination do you guys have during a game between Coach Cooper and then Coach Longo and what you're trying to figure out from the interior of the defensive line to the outside parts where you guys are trying to disrupt the pocket?
Right, yeah. It's just about after every series, every time we get off the field, it's that the edges and the D tackles, we're over there communicating. Like, what are you seeing? What are you feeling? How does this look against this? How does that? And just trying to over communicate to where when we're back on the field, it's easier, it's smoother, it's more simple for us.
Yeah, I mean, you play a lot better when there's four guys who are on the same page. I mean, you don't want one guy kind of being a lone wolf out there. So as long as we're on the same page, we're all communicating, like you said, making sure there's an open dialogue between each other, getting the reads out, and you're going to play better.
How often do you guys, you raise the hand up a little bit, say, hey, I need a blow, I need a little bit of a break. How much of that is there, or is there none of that because you don't want to come off the field?
It's one of those things where you got to be unselfish sometimes. I think everyone on the team, if they could, would stay on every play.
Sure.
But if you know that you can't give your best look because you're gassed and things like that, then I'm gonna tap my head and try to get the next guy in, and we're gonna keep rolling.
Yeah. When you have so many talented guys in our group, it's easy to just tap your head knowing that the guy who comes in is going to do his job, and there's not going to be much of a let off. So it's one of those things that you're a competitor, you want to be on the field the entire time. But 30 plays at 100% is better than 50 at 80.
Speaking of which, Andrew Edson has been fantastic. And he has just busted. He's a true freshman from Snoqualmie, in-state kid. What's Andrew Edson been like in practice? Did you see this coming?
I mean, one of the first things we noticed about him was that work ethic.
Yeah, that's what I've heard. You're like the fourth guy I've heard say that.
It's true. It shows every practice. No matter where the ball is, no matter what the situation is, he's sprinting. And that's something that you you love to see from a younger guy. And maybe that's going to inspire more guys on the team to be like, oh, like, he's got it right. Maybe I don't. He's got it right. Like, let's get on the same page as him.
Yeah, he just has a knack for the ball. I mean, naturally, he just ends up, where it's at the right time. And I think it, just like you said, is when you run and you work hard and you just constantly are going, you have a high motor. I mean, good things are going to happen, He plays with so much passion, too. You see it in practice. I mean, there's one time he was throwing up because he's running so hard. It's like, that's the kind of person I want on my team,
I think I saw that, actually.
Yeah, it was crazy.
It wasn't a little bit either. It wasn't like the McNabb headset. He was like, I got to go off the field. And, he was working.
Yeah, and then one play later, he's back in.
He was playing right back in. Yeah, at 7:30 in the morning. That was a heck of a thing. That was a whole deal. All right, we'll take a break. We'll come back at it with the Edges with Brennan Jackson and RJ Stone live here at Zeppos.
That to-do list you have needs one more thing. Chill. It's an easy thing to do. Just crack open an ice-cold Coors Light and chill. Take the afternoon off and binge watch anything. Go to happy hour and stay for a couple hours. Who's counting anyways? Or hang out with just your dog because you've had enough human interaction this week. Whatever you do, do it with a Coors Light. Mountain Cold Refreshment made to chill. 2020 Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado. Celebrate responsibly.
Spokane International Airport is a proud sponsor of Washington State University Athletics. The airport connects Cougar fans and alums to major centers throughout the West with over 60 daily departures to 21 nonstop destinations served by Alaska, Allegiant, American, Delta, Frontier, Southwest, and United Airlines. Real-time arrival and departure flight information is available at www.spokaneairports.net. Spokane International Airport, when it's time to fly.
You're listening to Cougar Football on the Washington State Sports Network from Learfield.
Hey, Coug fans! Can't decide what to do with your late-night weekends? Why not Cosmic Bowling? Every Friday and Saturday night from 9 p.m. to 2 a.m. is Cosmic Bowling at Zeppo's. At a price designed with everyone in mind, we are your destination for music, disco lights, and of course, bowling. Can't join us on the weekends? Zeppo's is the place to be for all ages every day of the week. With bowling, food, and drink specials, we offer prices that won't break the budget. You can even reserve your lane in advance with online reservations at Zeppos.com. When looking for fun in Pullman, look no further than Zeppo's.
If you use natural gas, you recognize its blue flame. But natural gas is actually invisible and odorless. That's why Avista adds a rotten egg scent, in case there's ever a leak. If you smell natural gas at home, get outside fast. Don't flip switches or do anything to cause a spark. Go somewhere safe. Call 911. Then Avista. We'll take care of the problem and tell you when it's okay to return. Till then, it's a good excuse to visit the neighbors. Avista. We just want you to be safe.
This is the U.S. Bank Cougar Coaches Show on the Washington State Sports Network from Learfield.
Runs into a Masu. Crimson does not get the yard. It's a goal line stand.
Live from Zeppo's, here's the voice of the Cougars, Matt Chazanow.
Back at it live here, talking with the Edges with Brennan Jackson and RJ Stone. Great to have these guys on headset. We talked to Coach Rolo for the first half of it. We'll take it off the football field here, a little bit lighthearted. We've got like 120 seconds. Favorite food? What are you going with? On the spot.
Sushi.
Sushi.
Yeah,
I did not expect that.
I wasn't expecting it.
Mine actually is sushi. I didn't know this was
I wasn't expecting it either.
Hey, you guys are welcome. Now you can go get some sushi together.
There you go.
Italian food.
Do you guys are best dancer on the team?
On the team?
Yeah.
I think that's too.
Is he gonna say? Yeah. Right now, go dance. Yeah.
Oh, on the team. I don't know. Nardi.
Yeah.
Yeah, Nardi.
Well, not now though.
I mean, he can still get down a little bit.
Funniest guy on the team.
I'm going with Tyler Gary Harris.
Really?
Yeah,
he's a little quiet at practice, isn't he?
Yeah.
Quiet.
You know, once you get to know him,
He's
the
a
guy's
little dry
hilarious.
wit.
I would say Moon Ashby, not because he tries to be funny, but just because he does funny stuff all the time.
Is there a current video game that's hot in the locker room that everybody's playing, or is it?
Weird enough, we have it's a phone game that we used to all play at middle school. It's called Clash Royale, and the whole team's been re-downloading it, and we've just been grinding
As a group, everybody can get in on it.
Yeah, we have
Who's the best at it? What is it? It's like a battle game.
Yeah, a strategy little battle game,
okay,
and
okay.
Brennan doesn't play it.
I don't play it. You're not in that one.
We got a clan, WSU Cougs.
Yes. I had another hot button question for you, and I can't remember it now. Something about it wasn't dancing, and I think we covered all the important
Singing?
stuff.
Singing?
Yeah, sure. Who's the best singer?
He likes to think he's a good singer.
Oh, I do not think I am. I wish I could. I'd like to say if I could sing, I'd be on tour.
Is this a locker room habit?
Nah.
It's just kind of a wherever I am kind of habit. I know I'm not good. Everyone else knows I'm not good. But
Give me your favorite classes right now.
Favorite classes?
Classes.
Yeah. Like at school?
Yeah.
I'm going to go with Com 310. It's like a digital content creation and management type of class we've got going on. So we're making a website, and
That's cool. So you build a website?
Yeah.
That's cool.
I'm currently getting my master's right now, so I would say mine's iBiz 580. It's been really good.
It's impressive. It is impressive what you guys do. I mean, the forgotten element of this is oh, by the way, you're getting your master's degree while you're doing all this. You're building a website while you're doing all this. I mean, that's phenomenal. It really is. You guys must be psyched to get on the road, though. I know, Brennan, you are. I'm sure you're itching to get on the road.
Oh yeah, I'm excited. It'll be a really fun experience getting to play in front of hostile fans.
Yeah.
Gosh, I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, you're going to hear those boos rain down. We just heard something in our ears, Jared. We have 60 seconds left. Got a little bit. little more time left than that. As Luke will give us a cue and headset when we're ready to roll. The defense has been really, really fun to watch this year, and I know that you guys have been a huge part of it. Brennan, you had 3 tackles last year against the Utes. RJ, last year you had 5.5 tackle for loss, but you're trying to get in the pocket, right? I mean, that's really the goal here. And their new QB, and I know I'm going to put you on the spot because it's only a couple seconds, but Cameron Rising can move.
Yeah.
That was one of the things I saw on film looking. He only played against San Diego State a little bit. He can roll out of the pocket. You've got to watch out for that this game.
Yeah, he's a big physical kid, and it's going to be super exciting to see what he does and how we do against.
Yeah, he's 6'2", 220, but Brennan, he can wheel a little bit more than I think you might have expected.
Oh, yeah. I mean, we just got to take our shots through our leverage and wrap up. He's a big guy. He can, break arm tackles, so it's going to be important for us to really just hone in on that.
Sushi time for you guys. That's exciting. That's exciting.
Last night.
Yeah, that's great. Huge thanks to Jared Prengoober. He's our man behind the camera getting us on. Jerry Kylo gets us on the air. Luke Cowlick's back at the U.S. Bank Network studios. Everybody here at Zeppos, to Coach Rolovich, to these two guys, thank you guys. Go Cougs.
Awesome.
Go Cougs. Go Cougs. Thank you.